What's up, everyone? Wanted to show off some 3D prints that I've been working on. This is one that I got for my wife off a website. I can't recall which one, but I'll put it in the description. But I think I paid $5 for this STL file. When I printed this, I had some errors several times. It didn't matter which size I did of this. This was all one print, but you can see right here where the ears are on both sides, the supports that came up did not do right. And I've got one where I took it immediately off the bed. But what I'm planning on doing is possibly, because I've printed this several times, I'm not an expert at printing, I do try my best, but I'm gonna put some filler right there and just try to make the bottom of each ear solid, and I'm going to try to paint this all up for my wife. But overall, I was pretty impressed the way it did on the insides. Now, the first one I did, when I did auto supports in the links that you see inside the body right there, it would not turn or anything like this, and I actually ended up breaking the object trying to free the supports. So what I did was I did auto supports, and then I manually removed all the ones on the inside, which it took a little bit of time, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a shortcut to doing them all at once, but it was the best I could do. And it printed amazingly perfect on the inside with no issues at all. And you can see where it kind of moves like that. But overall, I'm happy with the STL file. I just wish I knew what I was doing wrong right there. When I did the supports coming up, it's like the top of the supports just didn't do right. They weren't strong enough. And I tried different dimensional sizes for the supports. It's just the way it turned out. But overall, still happy with this. I'm not used to doing things with a lot of curves. You know, I do a lot of basic type prints, but as you'll see in this video, I've been trying some different things. But I can't really figure out why it did like this on the top. I even used the ironing feature, and you can see it right there on the nose as well. But I'm sure once I prime it and sand it a little bit, it'll smooth out. But yeah, pretty happy with this. But let me show you the one with the supports and stuff. All right, so here's one that came straight off the bed, and you'll see right here I used a brim feature to keep it secure on the bed. The top did the same thing as the other one, and you can see these are the supports before and after. If you see where the muzzle, the mouth and stuff is, and you have to do that because when you're printing something, it's going from the bottom up, and this has to have something to rest upon. So that's why you have to have supports that are slowly falling off. But I wanted to show you what it looked like right here where the ears are. You can see I had the supports starting from the bottom and coming up, but for some reason they didn't do right. And I don't know why, but as you can tell, if you get into 3D printing, you got to be ready for a lot of trial and error and to not get frustrated. But I did want to show this off as a comparison to this and show you what it looks like when it comes right off the bed. And yeah, so there's that, which is a win and a fail. The next thing I want to show is this right here. It is a bullet round, and I forgot what caliber this is. Maybe it's a 50 caliber, I don't know. But it unscrews, and it's kind of got like a place where you can save stuff into it. This is the one that did not do so well, and you'll see right here where it kind of messed up when I was trying to put it on, and these lips for the threading was a little too big to go into the inner part of the threading. So when I was trying to put it on, it did break, but I wanted to show you a before and after. This was off the same website. I want to say this was a free STL download, and so, you know, I threw it in my cart when I was buying some other stuff. Now on this one right here, my pops took it out to what do you call it, belt sander, and you see how he trimmed the threading right here and made it a little bit more flat instead of, you know, sharp and sticking out a little bit further, and it worked out a whole lot better of screwing it on there. But there you go, there is that. There's the bottom where it rests on the bed. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And like I said, it was a free STL print file. The next thing is the Dredd Lawgiver. Now this design is off the movie, I want to say, with Carl Urban right here. And this is his sidearm. And this came from that same website, and they do a lot of cosplay stuff. So if you're just interested in cosplay or stuff of that nature, you know, give the site a look at, and you'll find some pretty cool stuff. Now, this was set up as one print, one STL file with this object. So, meaning the bigger thing that you'll be seeing here shortly was an STL file with mini files that you connect everything together. Now this is too big to fit on my printer bed, which is the FlashForge 5M Pro. I had to think about it for a minute. The FlashForge 5M Pro. The bed size was a little bit too small. So when I sliced it, I tried to find an area that would be kind of easy for me to cut in half. So you'll see that seam line right down the middle right there. It didn't do too well when I glued it right there. It looks a little better on this side. And I haven't really cleaned it up real well. My wife did help me on removing the support. She enjoys doing that, and it helps me out because my hands shake a lot. But I had to print this in 2 halves and then glue it together. But I think I could actually go just a little bit smaller on the size of it, because you can see how it fits in my hand right there. Now what I plan on doing right here is just using some spackling filler and putting along that seam line and try to doctor it up some. But there's so many, you know, lines and stuff into this weapon of this STL print that it'd kind of naturally blend in. There is the judge emblem right there, the eagle. And let me see, right here there was a mess up. My wife thought that these were supports, and she took off half of one, and we went ahead and just grinded the other one off and left it with 3, but there's actually supposed to be 4 right there. She felt real bad about it. I told her these things are cheap to make, and it was no big issue at all. But I'll put some filler on there. And I'm not good at painting, but this will be a good little project for me to try to paint and go from there and see what I can do. But I was really happy the way this print turned out. And like I said, I cut it down, printed 2 halves. This part was up, and then on the handle, I think I did it just like that and printed up. So pretty cool. The next thing I am going to show you is from the Aliens franchise, a chest burster. Now, there was 2 different versions of this on the same website. There was one that was a static statue like this, and then there was one that came down like this, and its tail kind of resembled this. And I'm really impressed on how well the detail turned out up here. You'll see right here, there's that weird design, and I don't know why it does it like that, even with the ironing feature on, but it does. But I figure I could just take some sandpaper and just kind of smooth it out. I did have an issue with a piece on each arm that kind of fell off right there, but it still kind of works because the arms on the chest burster are kind of just nubs anyway. So it is what it is, but this printed as one piece, and the supports came up right here to hold this part up. So you'll see it's a little bit rough. Let me see if you can. Yeah, a little bit rough right there. That is where the supports were resting. This part was resting on the supports, but I plan on painting this like a beige and taking some red paint and just kind of splotching or shooting it on there, but to give it that effect that it just came out of its host. But this looks really cool. Really happy with the detail right here. Again, these are pretty raw right off the printer. No sanding or anything's been done to them. But yeah, this was, I think, a $5 STL file. So it's pretty banging. I like it. So yeah, we got that. And the last thing is in several different pieces, and it is the actual Xenomorph from the Alien franchise. And it came in several pieces. Some of the pieces I didn't actually need, and I'll show you that right off the bat, is this one. You can see right here, this piece can be interchanged with that part right there. And it has something to do with the way it will mount onto like a picture frame. And I'm gonna post those pictures right here so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's made to, if you're in a company or a building that has those square tile ceiling parts, it's made to fit in an insert like that and come out of the vent towards you. So this would connect on there like this to give it a different angled look. But I didn't need this because I printed this one. But of course I didn't know that at the time. So let's get the head in here just so you can see. Again, this is not glued together or anything, but this is what it's gonna look like. Let me see here. Bring this camera up just a little bit. This is what it looks like right here, the head. And this part is gonna fit on the frame and like it's coming out at you. I'll have to glue this part into this, and you can see it fits with these peg holes right here. It's got a male version, a female version right there, and then it just sticks just like that on there. And so we have this part right here. Then we have this part right here. And this turned out really well. I went ahead, there's 3 pieces in here. You've got this part, which slides into it, which is the inner jaw. Then you got this bottom part of the jaw, and then we got this crown part of the head. And it all just kind of connects together. And there's a little spot right there, these 2 rings. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, the 2 rings right there will fit in the neck portion by a peg. But I don't recall where I put the peg, but just wanted to show you the details on this. As you can see, I got to clean up the teeth some. See, that's how that turned out. It's got a nice sculpt to it. I still got to get that piece out of the teeth. It's a piece of support. So I'm going to try to paint this, and again, it's kind of rough where You know, I haven't taken any sandpaper or anything to it. It's kind of got the little strings. But the detail on this is very cool. If you're a fan of the Alien franchise. So here is the neck. And again, I was really impressed with how much detail worked on it. So let me see if I can remember how it went. There we go. So that peg would fit on the inside. I don't know if you can see it too well. Down in there. And that's how it would look. Let's see. So yeah, that's the neck portion. But the detail is very nice. I printed it this way down, as you can see right here. And this was all filled with supports on the inside. So it looks kind of ugly up in there some. Wish I had some better light to show you. But it turned out real well. Like I said, I'm very amazed with the sculpt and how it looks. So we have that part. The next part we have is the tail, which came into 3 pieces, and it connects with a male end right there to a female end right there. And it's 3 pieces. This part would actually fit on the inside of the frame of what you're going to use for the mounting kit. And you'll see right there how smooth it is. That part, this part right here printed on the bed is a little nub. And then the rest of it was filled with supports. So it was kind of like that. So this was the bed and it printed like that. So you got a male end, other pieces you got a female end, and then of course on the very end part you've got a female end with the bladed tail. So it would fit like this. As you can see, the alien tail has an edged side right here and then a part on the top. So you would just match up the pieces. So you got this right there, and eventually that'll be glued together. And then let's see. Yeah, so that would fit right there. And then let's see. There we go. There it is, all connected. So it looks pretty cool. And you can see from the picture I showed you how it would fit in the frame. And then the last piece are 3 hands. Now, the xenomorph has 6 fingers on each hand. And let's see, these are pretty... can't remember which one. They have different hands for how you want to put it in the picture. And it would fit like if this was the frame, like it's crawling out of the frame to get you like a 3D print kind of picture. So I can't remember which ones I'm wanting to use. I want to say it's this one. Yeah, so it's this one because I like the way that part is. This is the one I'm not wanting to use, I don't think, just because of the angle that it's in. But I wanted to show you what it looked like regardless. So here we are. So it's a little rough right there because that's where I had supports kind of holding things up. See the hand right there. You get a good look at the hand when it's grabbing Hudson through the floor grates and it's across his face. So here's this one right here. So yeah, I am trying some bigger projects and just seeing how far I can go with my 3D printer. And again, this is, you know, relying on Facebook groups and YouTube videos on how to make things work and such. Really like the sculpt on these. So yeah, these are some of my latest projects that I've been working on. Let me know if you're into 3D printing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.